Okay, I'm back. Spelman Evans Downer. I'm here at Abstracted Directions, the Yucca Valley Art Center. And one of the abstracted directions is particle paintings. I have always had a fascination with science. When I went to college, I went to a liberal arts college and studied all kinds of science at Stanford. My interest in science goes all the way back to my early education, even Lawrenceville School, where I took physics. In fact, I got an advanced placement award in physics and have always been fascinated by the discoveries of science. In the 80s, I made a series of works on paper, generally colored pencil on black paper, where I attempted to show the physics of looking for subatomic particles and all the experiments that were going on. I called that series Searching for the Ultimate Particle, with the notion that maybe you'll never find it. That first series was really inspired by a NOVA show, the very high quality science shows that they have on PBS, and I used that as a way to look at the search for the ultimate particle. And funny enough, about 2 years ago, I looked at NOVA again, and they had an update on particle physics and particle science. And I was truly flabbergasted that all these scientists with all their accelerators, there was an accelerator at Stanford, SLAC, Stanford Linear Accelerator, and there's a number of them in Europe and other places. Well, all these scientists had looked, and indeed, they had found all these particles, muons and quarks, and all kinds of things that I really was amazed. So I attempted to see if I could do it again. So this is my still searching for the ultimate particle. I don't pretend to completely understand all the science. And I'm just intellectually curious about the understanding that's being pursued, and the experiments take scientists to the subatomic world. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to hold up a couple of these pieces. This one is called String Theory. String Theory 2022, number 2. The way I'm making these is a bit unusual. I'm using hot glue and glitter. And I got a bunch of hot glue guns as a way to experiment. And one of the directions to the hot glue gun said, don't move the gun too fast or you'll get strings. And I thought, well, that's exactly what I want. So here I am moving the glue gun too fast and getting strings. Throwing it on there, being very, very quick, throwing some glitter, and a little bit like the Pussy Riot, quickly shifting and letting that glitter grab onto the hot glue. They're quite unusual that way. They're also minimalist. I'm not much of a minimalist. I tend to be a maximalist. I had a manifesto called Maximalism, to include as much as possible. But with particles, they have a very minimal kind of look to them, so I'm kind of playing with that. This one's entitled Trying to Explain the Higgs Mechanism. And I kind of left it at that. I was unable to explain it, but I gave it a shot. That's another string theory. The most very recent ones, just from December, lo and behold, Lawrence Livermore Laboratory up in Northern California announced they had successfully, I want to get this one because it's got the right title, discovered net energy gain fusion, to actually fuse 2 hydrogen particles and create a net energy. So hydrogen may be the new material for energy. It's a little different than the cold fusion, if you remember the cold fusion experiment, which turned out to be bogus. According to Lawrence Livermore Laboratory, this is actually the real deal. So we'll see where it goes from there. I got science going on, I got stock charts, I'm doing battlegrounds, I'm abstracting music. These are the big directions that are on top of my landscape work that I've done my entire life. So if you have a chance, please come down to Yucca Valley. It's a beautiful space. The work is up until May 20th.